Have you ever eaten something that everyone swore was healthy, only to find out later it might be quietly destroying your kidneys? It sounds unbelievable, right? But I've seen it happen again and again. Perfectly good people doing everything right, eating clean, avoiding junk, following all the health rules, yet their lab tests still show rising creatinine, falling GFR, and kidneys that are crying for help. The truth is, kidney disease doesn't shout at you, it whispers. And by the time you actually feel something, fatigue, swollen ankles, blood pressure that just won't stay down, it's often already late. That's what makes it so dangerous. The foods you think are protecting you could be the very ones pushing your kidneys closer to failure bite by bite, day by day. But here's the good news: you can change that starting today. I'm Dr. Johnny, and for over 15 years, I've helped thousands of patients lower their creatinine naturally and reclaim their energy without pills or complicated diets. In this video, I'll show you exactly which 3 common nuts silently raise creatinine and overwork your kidneys, and which 3 you should eat instead to calm inflammation, support filtration, and even help your numbers improve within weeks. Because the difference between kidney decline and kidney recovery often begins with something as small as what's in your hand, right before you take that next bite. So stay with me, because what you learn in the next few minutes could literally save your kidneys and maybe even your life. Now let's start with the first nut that almost everyone believes is healthy: cashews. Creamy, crunchy, full of flavor, they seem harmless, even heart-friendly. But for people with rising creatinine or struggling kidneys, cashews can quietly turn from healthy snack into a daily kidney stress test. Let me tell you about Robert, a 64-year-old retired teacher who came to my clinic last year. He had switched from chips to mixed nuts, mostly cashews, thinking he was doing his body a favor. He walked in one morning with a mild headache, slightly swollen ankles, and fatigue he couldn't explain. His blood test shocked him. His creatinine had jumped from 1.3 to 2.1 in just 3 months. We checked everything. No new meds, no dehydration, no infections. The only real change, those handfuls of roasted cashews every afternoon. When we looked deeper, it made perfect sense. According to USDA data, just 100 grams of cashews contain over 660 milligrams of phosphorus, nearly 70% of the daily limit recommended for people with kidney issues. Phosphorus is tricky. When your kidneys are strong, they filter out the excess easily. But when they're weak, that phosphorus stays in the blood, binding with calcium and forming tiny crystals that damage your arteries and glomeruli, the microscopic filters inside your kidneys. Over time, that means more calcification, more inflammation, and yes, higher creatinine. And it doesn't stop there. Cashews also carry a moderate potassium load, around 565 milligrams per 100 grams, enough to push blood pressure and heart rhythm off balance in someone whose kidneys can't clear potassium efficiently. That's why even small, innocent handfuls can add up fast. Now, I'm not saying cashews are poison. For healthy people, they're fine. But if your lab tests show rising creatinine, if your ankles swell or your energy drops, this is your warning light. Your kidneys might already be waving a silent flag, and cashews could be part of the problem. So next time you reach for that bag of nuts, pause and ask yourself, is this really helping my body or just adding to its burden? Because for many, it's the small daily choices, not the big ones, that quietly decide how long those kidneys keep filtering strong. But knowing this alone isn't enough, because the next nut one almost everyone eats thinking it's healthy can raise your potassium to risky levels faster than you think. Stay with me. And speaking of nuts that seem perfectly innocent, let's talk about almonds. Everyone loves them. They're in breakfast bowls, almond milk, protein bars, even in heart-healthy snack packs that say good for you, right on the label. And yes, almonds do have benefits: vitamin E, antioxidants, healthy fats. But here's what almost no one tells you: when your kidneys are under strain, those same almonds can quietly push you toward danger. One of my patients, Linda, was a 59-year-old yoga instructor. She was fit, slim, and proud of her clean lifestyle: green smoothies in the morning, almond butter toast, almond milk in her coffee, and a handful of roasted almonds as an afternoon snack. She came to me confused because her blood work didn't match her lifestyle. Her creatinine had climbed to 1.8, and her potassium was alarmingly high at 5.8. She felt dizzy, her muscles twitched at night, and her heartbeat sometimes raced for no reason. Here's what was happening. According to the National Kidney Foundation, a single ounce that's about 28 grams of almonds contains roughly 200 milligrams of potassium. It doesn't sound like much, but stack that across the day. Almond milk, almond butter, a few snacks, and you can easily hit 700 to 900 milligrams without even realizing it. For someone whose kidneys can't clear potassium efficiently, that buildup can cause hyperkalemia, a silent, deadly condition that throws off your heart rhythm and in severe cases can stop the heart entirely. The American Journal of Kidney Diseases recommends that people with chronic kidney disease or high creatinine keep daily potassium intake below 2,000 milligrams, sometimes even less. But the problem isn't just numbers, it's habits. When we repeat the same healthy choice over and over, we create a slow overload that sneaks past our awareness. Almonds are wonderful for the heart, but the same mineral that helps one organ can quietly overwork another. Think of your kidneys like coffee filters. Each almond adds a little more sediment, a little more thickness until the flow slows down. You might not notice it today or tomorrow, but the pressure builds drop by drop. That's why I tell my patients moderation isn't optional, it's survival. If you love almonds, treat them as a rare treat, not a daily ritual. Opt for small portions, maybe a few pieces a couple of times a week, and always check your labs if you already have kidney concerns. And let's make this interactive. Have you ever switched to almond milk or snacked on almonds thinking you were doing the right thing? Drop a comment below. I read everyone, and you might help someone else catch this early. But just knowing to limit almonds isn't the full picture, because there's another nut one that looks harmless, even comforting, yet it can spike blood sugar, raise oxalates, and quietly trigger kidney stones in ways few people expect. And that's where the real surprise begins. Now let's move to a nut that feels comforting, nostalgic, even chestnuts. You smell them roasting on cold evenings, hear that soft crack as you peel them, and instantly think of warmth and family. But here's the shocking part. What feels comforting to your heart can quietly be exhausting to your kidneys. I remember Margaret, a 67-year-old woman who came to see me one December. She loved roasted chestnuts, said they reminded her of holidays with her late husband. She didn't eat sweets, didn't drink soda, and thought chestnuts were the perfect guilt-free treat. But by January, her lab results told another story. Her creatinine had risen from 1.5 to 2.0, and her fasting glucose was up too. Doctor, she said, I barely eat anything bad. How can this happen? The answer lies in what makes chestnuts taste so good. Unlike most nuts that are high in fats and proteins, chestnuts are made of about 80% starch and natural sugars. That means when you eat them, your blood sugar spikes quickly, and your kidneys have to work overtime to balance the internal chemistry. Over time, these constant glucose surges trigger inflammation and oxidative stress inside the delicate nephron units that handle filtration. It's like forcing a small engine to run at full speed every day. Eventually it burns out. And it doesn't stop there. Chestnuts are also high in oxalates, natural compounds that can bind with calcium to form stones inside the kidneys. According to data from the Mayo Clinic, just 100 grams of chestnuts can push you dangerously close to the daily oxalate threshold. Once those crystals start forming, they can block small tubules, inflame tissue, and make creatinine levels spike even further. It's heartbreaking because people like Margaret truly believe they're doing everything right, avoiding junk food, cooking at home, and choosing natural, clean snacks. But what's easy on the stomach isn't always easy on the kidneys. The body doesn't care about comfort food, it cares about chemistry. So what can you do instead? If you crave that warm, cozy flavor, try replacing chestnuts with a handful of steamed sweet apples sprinkled with cinnamon or a few slices of baked pear. You'll still get the sweetness and comfort, but without the kidney stress. Because remember, every bite you take either filters your blood or clogs your filters. It's your choice which direction you go. But just knowing which nuts to avoid is only half the battle, because the real turning point comes when you discover the nuts that actually help your kidneys recover, the ones that lower inflammation, support filtration, and can even bring your creatinine down naturally. And that's exactly where we're heading next. Now that we've uncovered the 3 nuts silently overloading your kidneys, let's flip the script and talk about healing. Because just as the wrong foods can raise your creatinine, the right ones can help bring it down naturally, safely, and without pills. And the first on that list might surprise you: flax seeds. I met Thomas, a 62-year-old bus driver from Chicago, who came to me worried after his doctor warned him about early kidney decline. His creatinine was at 1.9 and he was terrified of ending up on dialysis like his older brother. He told me he'd tried cutting protein, drinking more water, even giving up coffee, but nothing seemed to move his numbers. So we made one small addition, 1 to 2 tablespoons of freshly ground flaxseed every morning. Within 3 months, his creatinine dropped to 1.5 and his energy returned. It wasn't magic, it was science. Flax seeds are tiny, but they're one of the richest sources of plant-based omega-3 fatty acids, lignans, and soluble fiber. Together, they act like a gentle cleansing system for your body. The soluble fiber binds to nitrogen waste in your intestines, so your kidneys don't have to filter it all out through the blood. Meanwhile, omega-3s calm inflammation inside the renal tubules, the microscopic pathways that process your body's toxins. A study published in the Renal Failure Journal in 2020 found that people who took 30 grams of flaxseed daily for just 12 weeks saw an average 18% reduction in creatinine levels. That's huge, especially for older adults who often struggle with inflammation and metabolic stress. It's like giving your kidneys a few extra hands to share the workload. If you're wondering how to use it, keep it simple. Never eat whole flax seeds, they'll pass straight through you. Instead, grind them fresh or buy pre-ground powder, then store it in a cool, dark glass jar. Add it to oatmeal smoothies, yogurt, or even sprinkle it on steamed vegetables. The key is consistency, 1 to 2 tablespoons daily, with plenty of water. Now a word of caution. Flax seeds absorb a lot of liquid, so don't take them dry. And if you're already on blood thinners or diuretics, talk to your doctor first. They're powerful, but you want to use them smartly. So if your goal is to lower creatinine, naturally reduce inflammation, and give your kidneys the relief they deserve, start with this tiny golden seed. You'll be amazed at how something so small can create such powerful results when used right. But even this isn't the full picture, because there's another nut-rich buttery, and often misunderstood, that doesn't just avoid kidney stress, it actively helps reduce it by calming inflammation from the inside out. And it's next on our list. If flax seeds are the quiet healers of your kidneys, then macadamia nuts are their warm protective shield. Most people overlook them, thinking they're too fatty, too indulgent, or simply too expensive to be healthy. But here's the twist when it comes to reducing kidney inflammation and supporting filtration. Macadamias are one of the most underrated foods on the planet. I once worked with Helen, a 70-year-old woman who'd struggled with high blood pressure and mild kidney damage for years. Her biggest complaint wasn't fatigue or swelling, it was that she'd lost the joy of eating. Everything feels like a restriction, she told me. Every food I love, someone says it'll hurt my kidneys. So I gave her something she didn't expect, a small handful of macadamia nuts every afternoon. Within a few weeks, she called me saying, "Doctor, I finally enjoy food again, and I actually feel better." The reason lies in their unique fat composition. Macadamia nuts are composed of nearly 78% monounsaturated fats, especially omega-7, a rare fatty acid known for calming inflammation in body tissues, including the delicate nephrons of your kidneys. According to a 2021 study in the Journal of Functional Foods, omega-7 significantly reduces inflammatory cytokines that damage renal tubules and improves overall kidney filtration. It's like oiling the hinges of an old door, everything moves more smoothly again. Another reason they stand out is their low mineral load. Compared to almonds or cashews, macadamias contain only around 200 milligrams of potassium and 188 milligrams of phosphorus per 100 grams, making them a far safer choice for people trying to manage creatinine or phosphate buildup. That means your kidneys get the nourishment they need without the overload that pushes them closer to burnout. But here's the key: how you eat them matters. Always choose unsalted raw or dry roasted macadamias. Avoid flavored or salted versions, as excess sodium raises blood pressure and puts extra strain on your kidneys. A small handful, about 5 to 7 nuts, is plenty. You can crush them over oatmeal, mix them into Greek yogurt, or simply enjoy them between meals. The rich, buttery taste isn't just satisfying, it triggers satiety hormones that reduce cravings and stabilize your blood sugar, giving your kidneys one less thing to fight. And if you're wondering whether fatty nuts can really be good for your health, remember this: the right kind of fat doesn't harm, it heals. It nourishes your cells, protects membranes, and supports the smooth flow of blood through those microscopic filters that keep your body clean. So if you've been afraid of macadamia nuts because of their richness, it's time to rethink that fear. The right fats don't clog your body, they free it from inflammation. But don't go anywhere yet, because the final nut on our list might just be the most powerful of them, all rich in omega-3s, antioxidants and plant compounds that can help reverse kidney inflammation and protect your cells from long-term damage. And it's one most people already have sitting in their pantry right now. If macadamia nuts are the gentle protectors of your kidneys, then walnuts are the architects of repair. Just look at their shape, they resemble the human brain. And that's fitting because they nourish not just the mind, but the intricate systems that keep your entire body running, kidneys included. I'll never forget George, a 68-year-old retired engineer who had spent his life solving problems until his own health became one. His creatinine was 2.3, his energy was gone, and his hands shook when he tried to fix even small things around the house. He told me, "Doctor, I can handle a broken engine, but I can't fix myself." We started simple, a handful of walnuts every day after breakfast. 3 months later, his lab showed his creatinine had dropped to 1.9, his CRP inflammation markers fell by almost a third, and most importantly, he felt alive again. The secret lies in what's inside that wrinkled shell. Walnuts are one of nature's richest sources of ALA, alpha-linolenic acid, a plant-based omega-3 fatty acid that has been shown to lower inflammation and oxidative stress in the kidneys. In a landmark study published in the American Journal of Clinical Nutrition, participants who regularly ate walnuts experienced a 32% reduction in C-reactive protein, CRP, one of the body's main inflammatory markers linked to kidney decline. But it's not just the omega-3s that matter. Walnuts also contain polyphenols and tocopherols, powerful antioxidants that strengthen kidney cell membranes and improve the permeability of the glomeruli, the microscopic filters that clean your blood. Think of it like restoring a worn-out water filter. When you repair the membrane, the whole system flows better, cleaner, and with less strain. Unlike almonds or cashews, walnuts have moderate potassium and phosphorus levels, making them safe even for those with mild kidney impairment. Just 4 to 5 halves per day are enough to make a difference. And soaking them overnight can make them easier to digest while reducing any potential bitterness. Now, there's one important warning: if your walnuts taste even slightly bitter or look discolored, don't eat them. That means they're oxidized or moldy and could contain aflatoxins, compounds that can harm both the liver and the kidneys. Always choose fresh, well-stored nuts, and if possible, buy them raw and roast them lightly at home. For the best results, combine walnuts with morning foods that stabilize blood sugar, oatmeal yogurt, or even a few apple slices. That synergy helps the kidneys function under steadier, calmer conditions instead of battling glucose spikes all day long. So remember, these small, humble halves aren't just brain food, they're kidney medicine wrapped in nature's design. A handful a day might not just sharpen your mind, but also help your kidneys rebuild the strength they've quietly lost over time. But even with all this knowledge, there's one final truth most people still overlook: something beyond food itself. Because your kidneys don't just react to what you eat, they respond to how you live. And that's exactly what I'll reveal next. You've made it all the way here, and that already says something powerful. You care about your health, and you're ready to take control before it's too late. Remember, protecting your kidneys doesn't require perfection. It's not about cutting everything you love. It's about choosing wisely, step by step, day by day. Even small, consistent changes can create massive shifts in how your body feels and functions. If today's video helped you understand your kidneys a little better, do me one small favor: save this video so you can come back to it later and subscribe to the channel. Every week I share new science-backed tips, easy meal ideas, and natural ways to lower creatinine. Protect filtration and keep your kidneys strong as you age. It's free, it's practical, and it could make the difference between staying healthy and facing dialysis years from now. And if someone you love has been struggling with rising creatinine or early kidney issues, share this video with them, because knowledge can heal when it's shared at the right time. Your body isn't your enemy, it's your greatest ally. Treat it with care, listen to its quiet signals, and it will reward you with strength, clarity, and energy you may not have felt in years. So take a deep breath, Stay consistent and never forget your kidneys are resilient. They can heal, they can recover, and so can you. Until next time, take care of yourself, stay hydrated, and keep choosing life one smart choice at a time.